never, ever have to take out.
That's
you
right.
don't have to train. It's not going to nip, yap, or anything. And it's called, from Sharper Image, Duke. This is Duke. He is a completely trainable robotic toy. We have a crazy clearance price of $34.95, and look at this guy goes. He is, he's like a frisky puppy.
He is. And it's the great thing about it. You do get to have a real life pup. He looks so cute. He's got his own little bone on there. And he has 12 different commands that Duke can interact with, whether it's sitting down, he's begging, and he's going, I think he's going to shoot that bone at me any second now. But the thing is, he talks to you. He can growl, Alice, if you don't play with him. He's got his green eyes right there, so he's ready to play. But then sometimes he gets angry and he has the red eyes because you're not playing with him. And then you hear his growl. Now you can talk to him. He has a microphone that's built in, but because we're in this big studio, there's a lot of echo, and Duke doesn't want to pay attention in a big studio like this. But at home, this is one of my kids' favorite toys because it's a puppy. We don't have puppies in my house. My daughter's allergic to them, so now we have our own little puppy here. Duke, he gets his own little bone, and then he can have hours and hours of fun. You just tap his head, and he has one of the 12 different commands that he'll do. On top of that, he's gonna do a random connect. See, he's begging right now for a treat, Alice. He's such a cute little toy.
He deserves one. Look at his tail.
His tail wags.
His tail is adorable.
And this is just another great toy from Sharper Image. You never know what he's going to do.
Sharper Image is, of course, known for very innovative technology. Right. This is the kind of technology that is going to be so fun. You're looking at Caleb. Hi, Caleb. How cute is this puppy? Is he adorable? Oh my gosh. All right, so he has all these different commands. $34.95 is the price that we are doing this. I'm gonna tell you, it is a giveaway. It's for this kind of technology and this much fun. He even has a little electronic bone as well. We are including even the batteries for Duke. So he is good to go, straight out of the box. And think about if the grandkids are coming, right?
He's talking to
Think about if you're going on vacation and you're gonna be stuck in a hotel room,
perfect.
Or some place where they don't have a lot of toys. They will be entertained for hours with Duke.
Well, the thing is, he has, not only can he has these different commands you can talk to him with, but you can also pat him on there. But he spins, he sits up, he begs, he can run. He was just trotting right there. And a lot of stuff is random, so you never quite know. He really acts like a puppy. Not quite sure what he's going to do, but he's a fast little guy, too, for a little puppy. And the great thing is, he has all these different commands that he'll interact with, acting as a normal dog. But if you, man, I got him that time. If you give him his bone, then he actually starts using his human voice. So only the owner gets his bone, and then it changes the commands up. So now, Alice, he'll actually talk to you using his human voice. So it's nice to have something that's truly your own. So my daughter takes the bone and she keeps it for herself, and she doesn't let anybody play with it. But then when it's her turn to play,
it's her dog.
It's her dog. So then when she puts the bone in Duke, now he knows, oh, that's my master, and he has a completely different set of commands. So a lot of great things that you can do. And it's pretty simple. You have an on-off switch that's on the back side. So all you have to do when you're done playing with Duke, you just turn them off. But then you turn them back on. He has a microphone that's on his back, so you can talk to him. Is that a little bark I heard? He does give you a little bark. He's got his little name tag down there. Oh, his little tail wags too. My kids love that. And then he's off to the races and ready to play. He moves really quick. He's crazy. Okay. And he turns upside down.
He just wanted a belly rub.
He did just want a belly rub.
He just wanted a little belly rub.
He's begging for his bone right now. So. And he has his eyes on there that are green. His eyes turn different colors. He's when they're solid green, he's ready for a command. When they're orange, that's when he's ready for you to tell him one of the commands. And then also, when you haven't played with him for a while, his eyes turn red, and he starts barking at you, Alice.
Yeah, me
and
too.
He wants you to play with him. And he even pants, and there he goes. He's barking at you. He's talking to us right now. And it's just some of the cool things you can do if you've ever wanted a pet. For my kids, they can't have pets because they have allergies. They absolutely love playing with Duke. It truly is one of the things that we have just sits in our house. This and our drones get equal time as the most popular toy because everyone's like, oh, it's cute and adorable, but then you start patting him and he does all these different commands, and it's a lot of fun when you have Duke in the house.
And it's so much more fun than watching your kids, your grandkids staring at a screen all day. You know, this is something everybody can interact with, everybody can play with, stimulates your imagination. and you're nurturing. I don't know if you guys can actually hear, because I think we have the volume turned down on his little voice, but he barks and he's gonna talk to you actually in human voice when you give him the bone. Clearance price, this is when you do it. This is when you grab a couple of these. The grandkids are gonna come to visit. You put this in front of them, they will flip out. They will have so much fun. And 3 flex payments of $11.65. Don't forget, as soon as you hit $75, the shipping and handling disappears. So definitely do your clearance shopping today.
He wants to play. He wants to put me down, Joe. I don't want to play. So I'm sure as soon as I put him down, he's going to bark, because that's the kind of puppy he is. He loves to have lots of fun and lots of playtime. And by the way, these batteries have been in Duke for a little over 7 or 8 months. We haven't had to recharge them at all.
Oh, so
it's great.
So it's completely rechargeable batteries?
Well, no, I'm sorry. They replaced the batteries. I should have said that. So it uses just traditional AA batteries, but the thing is, we've had ours in there for months, and that's something you have to constantly replace. And I love the fact that when you're getting something like this, normally when you see an item that's below $40, you think it's cheap plastic.
Oh, for sure.
Duke is very durable. He's fallen off this table many, many times. He'll flip over, and he's solid. And that's the great thing about Sharper Image, is that they've been developing toys and technology for over 4 decades, and the durability is really there. So as a parent, I sometimes worry, okay, are his ears gonna fall off? Is his tail gonna fall off? Is one of his legs gonna fall off? He is so durable, and he's lasted for so many hours of fun with my family.
Oh my gosh, it's recommended for kids 6 and up, all the way to 66 and up, okay? Because whoever plays with this is gonna have a blast. A great way to entertain the kids, the grandkids, interact with them, have some fun with it, and blow them away, because they all want these electronic toys now.
Oh yeah.
They don't want something to just sit still, and get them off the screens. This is the way to do it. And something that normally would sell for almost $120. So you are getting over 2/3 off today. 2/3 savings. Even if you're not, oh, that was cute. Yeah, it was a little whine.
He's like, you guys aren't playing with me. He gave a little whimper. He wants someone to play with. And his little tail moves.
If you're even beginning, and I know you're not thinking about holidays yet, but you should be, because buy when it's on sale. Because this isn't gonna be on sale when the holidays hit. This is on sale today, 2/3 off. And it's just one of those creative tech toys that all the kids are dying for these days, but you probably didn't want to spend 120 bucks on a toy for the grandkids. $34.95, you can do that. And even take advantage of that flex payment as well. Limited quantities on this. I think we had just about 1,000 of these to go around. Oh, actually, we have about 2,000, so a little bit more quantity than I was thinking about. But we started with a lot more than that. This is our final quantities. We have marked it down to a clearance price. So if you want to get a couple of these, think ahead of all the gifts that you're gonna need to get. And let me tell you, if you're thinking that toys like this only boys like,
oh no.
No. Girls adore the tech toys.
Oh, my daughter's in middle school, and all of her friends, they came over. I think a couple of her friends had bought Duke here at HSN, and they bought them at the much higher price, which is, I can't believe this price, but it gets to a point where my wife calls these the oh no gifts, because you're down to a price where if you have those last minute birthday parties, you're not quite sure what to get. This is that perfect price point where you can just keep it in the closet, and whenever you need one, you've got it right there for you. And because everybody loves puppies, and because he's so easy to play with and interact with. And right now, there are 2 ways you can interact with him. He has a microphone that's on his back, so you can talk to Duke if you want to. He has 12 different commands, or he also has a touch-sensitive point on his head. So now he'll do, like right now, he's begging for a treat. He knew where the bone was.
You're going for the bone.
Smart guy. But the thing is, he has, as soon as you tap his head, just rub his little head, and they'll do 1 of 12 different commands on there. So it's really hours of fun. They're all random. Now he's just talking to us. He's like, you guys talk too much. He wants his bone. Now, if you do give him his bone, wait till he stops doing his little spinny trick. He's showing off for the camera right now. So he has his little, he barks and he growls at you. But
if you give him, he begs.
Yeah, he begs too.
That's so cute.
When you give him his bone, now he uses his human voice, because whoever has the bone is the owner. So my daughter keeps the bone just for herself. So whenever anyone else in the house is playing with Duke, we can only interact as a dog. But then when she gets to play with Duke, she puts, sorry, Duke. When she gets to play with Duke, she pops it right in there. He recognizes that's his bone, and then he uses his human voice, and then it changes the whole dynamic of the toy. Just a great, great durable toy for hours and hours of fun.
Very innovative, very fun, and you know, the kids are always, they need so much stimulation these days. Give them something that gets them away from that screen, something that really is going to just tickle them and tickle you. Being just down on the floor playing with them, and it will keep them entertained for hours. You can throw this in the bag if you're doing a big car trip and everything. Trust me, they will love this. But for $34.95, I recommend get a couple, because when you need those gifts and you want something special, you want the big wow, this is the big wow. And I'm told by my producer that these are going fast because everybody wants to take Duke home. You want to come home?
Oh my gosh, Alice, it's like he knew that you were talking to him.
I know, it's kind of uncanny, actually.
Oh, so now he's talking back at you. And then the thing is, you saw Caleb playing with it earlier. Oh, I know, he's not a big fan of me, apparently. He wants to jump off the table. He does nice tricks for you.
Know, they have an innate sense of good people, I think, right?
Oh, he knows that motherly love. That's what it is. He's turning back around.
Like,
and Caleb,
I just taught Caleb. The bone.
Yeah, I taught Caleb about maybe 30 minutes ago how to play with Duke. It's just a couple quick commands. It's easy, it's fun, and like you were talking about, whether you're the younger or the older at heart, it is just it's a great toy to be able to tap one button and you're having fun with Duke.
A blast. 2/3 off today. Truly, if you want this, take advantage of those 3 flex payments. And by the way, as soon as you hit $75 in clearance, then it's going to be free shipping and handling, and we're going to tempt you with lots of different ways all day today and tomorrow as well. So don't miss out. And by the way, last hour, go back to hsn.com and check out the remote-controlled car with the virtual reality headset. I'm telling you, that is one of the coolest things I've ever seen. So do that on hsn.com, remote-controlled car. It is awesome.
It's very cool.
What a cool thing.
I love Duke. He's one of my favorites.
And you never have to walk him.
Exactly.
All right.
Potty trained.
Well, we're going to move on now to some other great things that we're sharing with you. And why don't we just try lighting up your night, because we can do that.